and first of all, we'll confirm the minutes and decisions from the previous meeting. Are we content? Yes. Agreed. Are there any apologies for absence? Not on this side. And we've got 2 items. We've got 2 officers to speak to them. That's all good. Are there any declarations of interest in relation to the HRA or the budget? I mean, we all get let off for council, so I thought we should get let off really for cabinet as well. I don't know if it works that way. So item 4, public participation, there is none. Item 5, referrals to cabinet, there were no referrals to cabinet. Do we have any amendments to the cabinet forward plan? No. No? Okay. So we come to our first substantive item, which is the HRA business plan update, which I seem to remember comes around approximately once a year, slightly later than Christmas.
That's correct.
Councillor Diani.
Thank you. So it just literally sets out how the HRA will utilise the resources available to deliver the business plan and the objective set out in our housing strategy. And I would like to pass it to Darren for any further information if you want to share, but I think it's a quite straightforward document.
Thank you very much. Just to quickly summarise, so this is the annual review of the Housing Revenue Account Business Plan, and it has been subject to consultation with the Scrutiny Committee, but also with the Tenant and Leaseholder Committee, who have supported the plan. It's in line with the government's recommended rent increase, and within the plan, which is attached to the main report on the agenda, you will see it also outlines the key figures for the next 10 years in terms of investment. So over the next 10 years, if this plan is approved tonight, the council will invest around 390 million in council housing. 290 million of that will be improving our council homes. 37 million will be targeted on decarbonisation and green initiatives, and 61 million on new build to support our council new build programme. The risks are set out in the report. One of the main risks relates to our recommissioning of our repairs and maintenance contract. I can inform Cabinet that's a live procurement that's currently going well, and we will be on course to bring that back to Cabinet later on this year. Happy to answer any questions on the report.
Are there any questions on the HRA business plan? No, I think. I mean, obviously, we've got a time of change with the personnel, but I think we feel like we're in safe hands with a new interim strategic director of housing being newly appointed, Natasha Beresford. And I gather that the previous strategic director is still in the building, so that should provide some continuity as well. So that being the case, just take the recommendations, which are that Cabinet recommends that Council approves the proposed update of the HRA business plan as at Appendix A. Are we agreed? Agreed. Okay. Thank you very much. So I feel like it's going to be a shortish meeting. And we'll now come to item 8, which is the budget for 2025 to 2026. Councillor Allen.
So the report provided presents the Council's proposed revenue and capital budgets for 2025-26 and asks for a recommendation to Council that of the budget, including the Council tax requirements. Officers have worked very closely with the administration to develop the proposals, and this has been a long process starting back last spring with the 2025-26 service plans, has been through the 24 medium-term financial strategy agreed in autumn, and has been, of course, through scrutiny groups in December and February. The Cabinet, therefore, have been asked to recommend to Council the proposed budget as outlined in the report and all of the adjoining appendices. And Nigel will gladly field any questions we have.
Nigel, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Not a lot. Seeing as we were at scrutiny only 6 days ago and then scrutiny in December with this. In terms of the overall budget strategy, it is getting harder every year. As the administration are aware, in terms of those ongoing debates and discussions around where we can find every penny to try and keep the budget as balanced as possible. We do have a sustainable budget here for 25-26 and one that we believe is very much achievable, and my comments are in Appendix M in terms of the areas of risk and the areas of opportunities. We now need to hopefully go forward to Council and get this approved and look at delivering this in 25-26, because even when this is finally approved, it is only a budget on paper. The hard work comes from officers working with the administration to make sure we can deliver to that budget in year. It will be getting harder in 26-27 onwards. I suppose the message to take away, we've been able in recent years to benefit from significant increases through income generation that are now becoming less likely going forward. So from that perspective, the difficult budget setting is only getting more difficult. But on the positive, we have a balanced budget that we believe is very much achievable going forward.
Thank you very much. Are there any other questions in the room?
I've got a question. What's happening about the parish councils and the review?
So the parish council grants for 25-26 are stationary, so there's been no changes, no significant changes along with the request of members. So from that perspective, we are going to start a review in this calendar year with parish councils around how they're funded and how they can fund and maintain some of their services going forward. And that'll form part of the 25 standard budget setting process. So,
I mean, I guess I'll just repeat the thing that many officers have said to me.
Could I just make an observation? Because the budget seems to be getting tighter and tighter year by year, and what we're saying is that we need to identify lots of places where we can make those savings and enhance the services at the same time on a detailed basis. And on that basis, we probably need to, as far as my portfolio is concerned, I feel that we probably need to go through the budget a bit more line by line than having these sort of headline figures in the future.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm sure that in all of the portfolios, the service planning happens. The big decisions which are capable of moving the dial are rightly brought, up above the surface. And I seem to remember a colleague saying to me that you can't save a kilo off a locomotive, but you can save
you can't save a ton off a locomotive.
A ton, but you can save 1,000 kilos in different places. So it's detailed work. And it's work to give credit to the officers and all of the officers in the council. It's work which has gone on for years and which will go on for years. And I think that it's worth saying for the public, any of whom might be tuning in now, that this, if you look at the funding of local government over the last 10 years, it has gone downwards almost consistently every single year. It's the figure that there is in my head is from 7.8 million per year revenue support grant to 1.2 million where we are now. That clearly presents a huge challenge to every officer in this council and to every portfolio holder. And together we tackle that issue every year, and we'll tackle it again. What I was going to say is that many officers have said to me, and probably said to all of us around the table, that if there's something new that you want to do, you really do need to be thinking about what it is that we do now, that you're not going to continue. That's the world that we're in. So with that in mind, we'll come to the recommendation, which I'm not going to read out in full, but it's recommended that Council recommends the Cabinet recommends to Council the general fund estimate, the capital programme, the housing revenue account, the employer terms and conditions, and indeed the statement by the Chief Financial Officer. Are we agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. Thank you very much. And that closes the meeting at 19:42.